Test. Test 1. Test 2. Test 3. Test. Prime, sir. Outputs. Okay, thank you. Test. Test. Test 1. Test 1. Mr. Prime. Test. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Function is about to start. Those who are standing outside, please come inside. Another few minutes, the function is going to start. Please be seated. Student secretaries to come on the dais, please. Director, sir, shall we start the function? Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Babji Srinivasan, a faculty member in the Department of Applied Mechanics. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 64th Institute Day of IIT Madras. I have great pleasure in inviting the chief guest, our director, distinguished alumni awardee, deans, registrar, head of Department of Chemical Engineering, and student representatives on the dais. We will start the function with an invocation. Tamil Thai Valthu followed by Vande Mataram.
கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும் ஸ்ரீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிது தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே 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 வந்தே மாதரம் வந்தே மாதரம் சுஜலாம் சுஃபலாம் மலயஜ சீதலாம் ஷஸ்ய ஷியாமலாம் மாதரம் வந்தே மாதரம் शुभ्रज्योत्स्ना पुलकितयामिनी फुल्लकुसुमित द्रुमदलशोभिनी सुहासिनी सुमधुरभाषिनी सुखदां वरदां मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
At the outset, I would like to welcome distinguished chief guest for the evening, Dr. Sridhar Vembu, the founder and CEO of Zoho Corporation. I welcome our distinguished alumni awardee, Professor Vishwanathan Kumaran of IISc Bangalore. I have great pleasure in welcoming our director, Professor V. Kamakoti, faculty, staff and students of IIT Madras. Students will now present fruit baskets to the chief guest, director and DAA. I invite Mr. Girish Mahavar, the speaker, SLC, to present the report on students' governance. I now invite Mr. Ajay Singh Sitole, Student General Secretary, to present the report on students' activities and accomplishments.
Good evening, Janta. I am Girish Mahavar, and it was my greatest honor to serve as your speaker in the Student Legislative Council. Over the past year, this SLC was first convened in the early 1990s as a pillar of transparency, democracy, and the public participation. It is a matter of greatest prestige that my tenure saw a dramatic rise in our student democracy across the institute, whether within the Legislative Council or outside. We have convened and organized 9 regular sessions of Student Legislative Council meeting, along with the 3 emergency meetings on patent issues such as mental health and the women's safety in the campus. Then we organized a parliament trip as continued an analytical tradition of the Student Legislative Council parliament trip, where students learned about the intricacies of Indian governance, raised questions on the increasing bills and offer recommendations for the Telecom Act to the Ministry of the State Communication. To promote the ethics of transparency, we organized the town hall meetings that made the Executive Council members more accountable to the students. We further organized an open house with the Director Kamakoti Sir, Dean, CCW and Registrar Ma'am. And the mental well-being of the institute residents. For the first time, the Student Legislative Council speaker released a rule book, SLC rule book, formed a public policy club, moved into accountability and impeachment procedures, and initiated a financial accountability committee. Above all, we have initiated a staunch reform of the institute constitution, increasing awareness of rules and regulations within the institutes, faculty, and the administration. I would like to thank all the members of my team and express my heartfelt gratitude to the Nitesh Meena and the Aryan Sarvate for this constitute contributions, despite not being a member of the SLC. I would like to thank you, our Director Sir, Registrar Ma'am and the Dean Academic Courses for standing with us through out day and night. The SLC would not be a quarter as successful without the consistent advice of the Professors Sudarshan Padmanabhan and the Dr. Sudhakar Rao Pujari, DR courses, DR students, sorry. Above all, I would like to thank the legislators, no matter how conditions we might have been. I can be confident that all of you wanted what is the best for the institute. Long live student democracy. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. The chief guest, the director, professors, deans, and registrar, and my fellow students. I am Ajay Singh Sitole, Student General Secretary. I would like to present the report of student activities and accomplishment which we have held here in the campus from 2022 to 23. Okay. I will start with the wellness and general activities. So, serving the wellness, we have 3 bodies in IIT Madras. A wellness community, which is clinical psychologists, then we have Mitra and Sathi. So, clinical psychologists take care of the people who are reaching out to them for help in the stress management and for the wellness purpose. We have Mitra team who works for to find out the students who are in the need of the help. This year, Mitra has conducted a lot of events such as Mitra Drive, Mitra campaign to spread the awareness among the student community about the wellness of the students, about the wellness of the students. Then we have Sathi. Sathi has conducted 2 immersion programs. One was PG immersion program, which we had in July 2022 when PG students came to the campus, MS, PhD, MTech, MBA, and MSc students who come on the time. These activities were conducted just to give them the fresh environment of the institute and the activities that we perform and give them a way where they can group themselves and find out new friends among themselves. Then we had UG immersion program, especially for UG students when they arrived in the campus in the early November. So the same, we had 3 days informal program for them where we invited director sir to be as a surprise as a student and some formal games, informal games, treasure hand competition, open stage performances, they have been performed by the students who have newly joined. Then we had a student mentorship cell. Student mentorship cell works with the students to provide them mentorship who just arrived in the campus. This year we had a huge response from the students. We have selected 300 mentors out of 700 students who have applied. 300 mentors were serving to 1250 students from the fresh years, and they are giving them one-to-one guiding from their arrival to the campus and staying in the campus and selecting the courses, selectives and other activities in the campus. We have a CAT buddy program which runs to help students on individual basis when they are failing and needing some help in the courses. So the students' mentors will help them in specific courses. This year we started one team called Pragati. Pragati is a team who works for the students for their graduation after graduation plans, such as they plan for the competitive exams. We have UPSC, CAT, GMAT, GRE and many exams, so they prepare. We don't have proper platform here, so we created this team Pragati with the aim we will provide them support. This year we invited 2 IS. One is Dr. Shaykhan Verma. He is alumnus of IIT Madras. He earned his BTech and MTech degree in 2006. He is serving as a joint collector and assistant secretary in the Ministry of Labor and Employment here in Chennai. We have body called EML, extramural lecture, who supports IIT Madras focusing on enhancing personalities of students and campus community by providing them with opportunity for meaningful conversation and thought-provoking debates by the best mind in the field by conducting the lectures. This year, we started by our National Defence Secretary, Mr. Ajay Kumar. He has, shared his experience being a Defence Secretary and the challenges which India faces in the defence matter. Then we invited Honorable Union Minister Shri Hardeep Singh Puri. He is a former, diplomat and he went through UPSC. So he also, gave his, years of experience with the IITM student, from UPSC to being a parliamentarian. Then we invited Mr. Javed Akhtar, who's a writer and poet. He shares his experience about film industry's writings and stories. Then we recently hosted T.S. Tirumurthy sir. He is a permanent representative of India to UN. Sir, he just completed his tenure and retired. He has shared a lot of gain with IITM student and inspires a lot of students. Okay. Apart from this, we have a team called IIT for Villages, which serves IIT serves to villages. So this team constantly work towards the progress of the villages students. So they do some program. One is Shiva's time, where they support girls in the villages to give them opportunity to learn from IIT and see what exactly IITs are doing and higher institution does. Then we have a project called Project Corpu, where we provide farmers some solutions ki how they can improvise their farming techniques. Then we have a committee called Disaster Management Committee, who constantly works to give training to our students to handle the disaster situation. This year we hosted 3 to 4 cleaning drives and safety, security and safety trainings. Then fire safety drills we have hosted in among the many hostels. Then we will go to the placement, internships and career development cell. So this year we have seen a huge record in day one in internship, with the number of 250 offers in day one of internship, which is increasing 25 increase from the last year. And we have seen some reduction in the overlap of the offer, means a number of individual offers were increased this year. Apart from this, in the placement we have seen a record acceptance of 1,350 students in the phase 1 were placed through our campus placements, and 235 PPOs were accepted by the student of IIT Madras by the companies who placed during the internships. Career Development Cell had played a vital role for the students in their preparation for internships and placement. They have conducted lectures, seminars, resume writing, a workshop where students get help how to write resumes and make themselves better for the interviews. We have Finance Club, who actively works for the finance and trading markets. This year they have hosted their first phase called 36 Wall Street. Just few days before, and we have seen a lot of companies which are actively working in the finance market. They are coming and taking our students and taking this as a plus point for IIT Madras student and for themselves, that we have some experience directly for the market. Then we move to co-curricular spheres. This year, for the first time, we hosted Shastra Juniors. Shastra Juniors was hosted especially for the school children. Our teams went to many villages and took the student to IIT Madras and hosted lectures, quizzes, seminars with the professors. Some of the highlights I can say, 30 lakh was the prize money for the competitions which were hosted. Then we had Space Tech Summit. Notable partnership include ISRO and Agnikul. Then we had spotlight lectures by Dr. A. Shivanathu Pillai, Mr. Vinita Singh, who is the founder of Sugar Cosmetics. Then Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Shri Thiru R.N. Ravi. And then we had some donation from the Shastra for this year as well, which we will provide. Here director sir will provide. Then we went to C5. C5 team placed 6th internationally in the Enotalian Rover Challenge. Then we have teams called Abhiyan. They have played a vital role among the students, for to give them a technical knowledge here in the campus apart from the academic activities. We have then we have hosted some design competitions, such as Product Design and Aero Club in C5. They hosted some design competition. They stood 4th in the National Robotic Competition conducted by the Unacademy. Nearly 100 teams participate there. Okay. ESL, we have started with the talks, getting to know Insti founder, Ask Me Anything, inspired lecture series, Ideathon, idea validation, meetups, startup service programs were the main event were conducted this year. Then apart from this, they conducted the E-Summit 2023, where we had the The theme was assembling the change makers. Highlights were UNESCO and G20 patronage, lectures by co-founder of Ease My Trip, in short, Masters Union, BCom, Monk E. Vedantu. Lectures and master classes by entrepreneurs and creators like Tarun Katyal, Saptarshi Prakash, Danish Aslam, Shruti Seth. Tech Talk, about 15 inter-hostel competition ranging from low prep to high prep, Arcana, Hackathon, Skycraft, Bridgeathon, reverse coding, manual robotics, board scale and paper tech among others. Build Skill, 2 edition over 2022 to 23, teams, 10 weeks, 10 prototypes were the competition. Finished in 8th in the Inter-IIT Tech Meet hosted by IIT Kanpur among 23 IITs. Nirman, we had a good number of startup this year. One is a desk lamp. Selected in Y Combinator, selected for Y Combinator Winter cohort 2023 and received funding worth $500K. Also selected for Antler India Fellowship for 2022 and received 5 lakh in equity free funding. We have a startup called Sustain, winners of waste management technologies competition received a total of 67 lakh funding. Okay. Then we have Block Trader received CSR growth of 1.42 crore incubated at Health Technology Innovation Cell. Then come to Institute Sports. This year we went to 36 Inter-IIT Aquatics Meet. The students have performed very well there, and we have received 13 golds, 6 silvers, and 10 bronze medals, and a gold in water polo. Then we have went to 55th Inter-IIT Sports Meet, where the highlights of the meet was men's general championship winner IIT Madras after 11 years. Sajusha Alok was adjudged the best athlete in the athletics women's. Nishant Vasan was adjusted the best player in the table tennis. Table tennis team won the gold, men gold. Athletics team, men won silver and won bronze medal. Basketball team, men won the silver. Badminton team, men and women both won the bronze. Volleyball team, men won bronze and women placed fourth. Squash team, men and women both placed fourth. Institute Gymkhana hosted some of the activities such as Sports Fest 2022, formerly known as Agrata, Inter-Hostel Championship, Stoiter, Dean's Trophy Tournaments, All India Inter-College Volleyball Tournament, Jimmy George Cup, All India Inter-College Basketball Tournament, NSO selection for the first BTech against dual degree students. Then Research Office Secretary, formation of All India Research Scholars Team and launch of All India Research Fest 2023 in association with IITM Research Park, collaboration with national and international scientist communities such as PhDs of India and Addictive Brain to enhance the networking and bring opportunities to scholars. A 3D website called Anvesha developed to showcase the work of STEAM artists from 100 plus scientists around the globe. Launch of Industry Connect program, which involves mapping of the scholars to alumni, mentors from research-oriented companies and enhanced placement of scholars. Launch of University Relation Team to specially handle the academic placement related to university, like post in professors. Making her story a collection of initiatives to address the concern of women scholars and catering to their specific needs. Then come to IIRAS and Alumni and International Relation Office. This has been the highly successful year for IIR Council, having its revamp from the two online year. The major initiatives that were done this year as following: distribution of CSR based and alumni based scholarship to many needful students and increasing the bound of scholarship for students with less than 5 lakh per parental income to 9 lakh this year. Conduction of convocation and welcome for the classes of 2020 and 2021 who have graduated in online. Conducted of first ever Parent Day of IIT Madras to celebrate the success and graduation of the students of class 2022 with their parents a day before convocation. Organized 7 reunions this year in the month of December and January with ACR office and IITMA. We also secured funding for setting up the electric buses and various useful amenities in the institute, which will lead to overall improvement of the students' life in the coming years. Kicked off the YARI program for one-to-one mentorship for the student with alums and IITMA. Institute Branding Cell conducted day at IITM on both online platforms and offline platform for the students who cleared JEE Advanced. Alumni Relations Cell started Winter Industry Program to bring internships opportunities from alumni to students for the winter vacation. Organized more than 10 leadership lectures from distinguished alumni, corporate gurus, and leadership like Sashi Tharoor. Global Engagement Council conducted, on inbound foreign student, also facilitated the inbound student who came to institute from various countries like Europe, South America, and Asia. Many students joined full-time program MTech at IIT Madras. Global Engagement Council created the Blue Book for the semester exchange sharing of semester exchange students. Experience of semester exchange students. Global Engagement in collaboration with GE Office helped in organizing Subra Suresh lecture series having eminent global speakers. Global Engagement Cell also conducted the various information sessions on semester exchange, research internship, joint PhD and MS opportunities. This is from Executive Council. We have third pillar of our student democracy is called SSCC as a judicial body. So they also have their report. Student Ethics and Constitution Commission is the name here. They also work as a student election commission. So Student Ethics SSCC has initiated various outreach activities across the tenure, online and offline for the general student body to include the spirit of democracy, values and explore the domain of governance, institute politics and social affairs. Following are some of the events that had conducted arranged this year. Include but not limited plantation of ceremony, online exhibition, a lecture during the 76th Independence Day on 15th of August 2022, case study competition based on International Day of Democracy held on 15th September 2022, screening of documentary on International Day of Peace on 21st September, quiz competition on Constitutional Day on 26th November 2022, movie screening on Martyrs Day on 1st February 2023. Student Election Commission. The Student Election Commission with the responsibility of conducting elections at the institute, department, hostel level. SSC has conducted election for Kaveri Hostel in the month of August 2022 with polling rate of 77.25%. In October 2022, SSC has conducted the election for Mandakini, the new hostel, with the polling rate of 73.96%. On 3rd March of 2023, this year, they have conducted the student general election for 9 institute secretaries posts and 32 department posts and 154 hostel posts using the blockchain technology, which is the first of its kind in among other IITs. The student general election witnessed more than 200 students contesting with a polling rate of 48.68%. SEC also conducted the election for the speaker, the Student Legislative Council on the 21st of March 2023 with the polling rate of 97.78%. So this is all about the student activities and accomplishment of the year. Thank you so much and hope you will have a great night. Thank you.
I invite our director to deliver the presidential address.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Sridhar Vembu, Professor Kumran, faculty, my dearest students, a very good evening and welcome to the 64th Institute Day. Today we have in front of you our distinguished alumnus, Sri Sridhar Vembu, who basically reflects what India aspires to do and what we should do in the Amrit Kal as we are progressing towards the 100th year of independence. Friends, as I've been repeatedly mentioning in many of my speeches, many of the opportunities that I had to interact with you, that as a country, we need to become stubbornly self-sufficient with all our indigenous technology, and that's all possible only if we innovate and be employers rather than employees. Here is a very, very distinguished example that you see where he has built a multi-billion-dollar company from a deep South Indian village. Let us join and give a big round of applause. Sridhar, not only you make us proud, but you are going to be an example for many of us where we say, there's a sticker going around with my photo saying your placement cancelled. I think we should all become employers, give jobs, go and have placement in other colleges, and that is something, our big dream, and I'm sure you are setting a right example, and I hope all the students who are present here and people who are watching it online will derive this inspiration. And of course, he is going to address us. IIT Madras in the last year has expanded her scope of activities in multiple angles, including academics, research and development, innovation and entrepreneurship, and also outreach. I'll give a brief about each one of these highlights. The academic highlights. Keeping in tune with the National Education Policy 2020, we have introduced 14 interdisciplinary dual degree programs that the undergraduate students can avail at the end of the third year. They get a BTech in the parent discipline and a MTech in the interdisciplinary area, and the areas span all across from quantum sciences, nanotechnology, cyber physical systems to quantitative finance, and also a MA in public policy. We also introduced a 2-year MA courses in developmental studies, English studies and economics offered through the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences. We also launched recently the School of Medical Sciences and Technology, which will offer PhD for PG NEET qualified MBBS students and MD students. The school will also offer a 4-year BS in Medical Sciences and Engineering with admission through the ICER aptitude test. We have launched the online BS program on electronic systems, which shall have the multiple exit options like the BS Data Science program with a certificate at the end of first year, diploma at the end of second year, and degree at the end of fourth year. We also introduced 3-year online BSc Data Science program is now extended to a 4-year BS program. More than 19,000 students are enrolled and are in different stages, certificate, diploma, 3-year degree and 4-year degree. And we have also got a buy-in from more than 400 industry partners who will be associating themselves with this program so that all the people graduating out of these multiple exits will find a suitable placement. Both the BS programs, Data Science and Electronic Systems, will have a 6-month apprenticeship module at the industry. Coming to the research and development, friends, IIT Madras has been recognized as an Institute of Eminence under the IOE grants from the Government of India. We have granted 75 plus interdisciplinary projects in round 1, each to a tune of around 2 crores on an average, to enable exploration of the different proposed areas by the respective groups. After the completion of this round, the projects were evaluated. The successful teams were requested to submit their round 2 proposals. As an outcome, 15 IOE centers of excellence in niche areas of research are to be set up at a funding of 15 crores each. In addition, around 20 IOE centers with a funding of 5 crores each and 15 IOE projects with a funding of 2 crores will be supported. An INR 242 crore project to set up lab-grown diamond facility is sanctioned, and it's one of the rare occasions that a particular project gets mentioned in the budget of the Government of India. The multi-institutional 5G testbed project resulted in a development of a standard that has been included as a mandatory standard in the latest 3GPP release of 5G. A team of 72 students have started the Hyperloop project, which aims to set up Asia's first 500-meter test track at IIT Madras Discovery Campus. The Sudha Gopalakrishnan Brain Research Center is established that does the first of its kind human brain slicing and analysis. The Center for Industrial Consultancy and Sponsored Research crossed the record INR 1,200 crore mark this year in total value of sanctioned projects and crossed the 1,000 crore mark for the second consecutive year. Total money collected under alumni and CSR funding for carrying out multiple activities including socially relevant R&D projects in IIT Madras crossed again a record of INR 231 crores for the financial year ending 2022-23. On the innovation and entrepreneurship, the total number of patents filed, both international and national, again reached a record of 240, and we also got a record of 188 patents that were granted. And two significant exits of IIT Madras incubated company. Again, I would like to mention here that this is also exemplary examples that you can make lot more of money by being an entrepreneur and also being an employer. Medibuddy, with an exit payout of rupees 14.5 crores in return to around rupees 4,000 rupees that was invested on the equity. And GUI, with an exit payout of rupees 4.5 crores in return to around rupees 3,000 invested on equity. These are exemplary examples where the IIT Madras incubated companies have reached very good heights in the last financial year. IIT Madras was also adjudged as the best IP development institute by the Government of India. A new Center for Innovation building was inaugurated by the Honorable Vice President of India. IIT Madras has now set up a clear path for transformation of idea to design to prototype to startup to unicorn through several centers including Nirman, Center for Innovation, the 5 incubators, the Rural Technology Incubator, the Bio Incubator, Health Technology Innovation Center, Cyber Physical System Incubator, and the Incubation Cell. And we also have the Gopalakrishnan Deshpande Center for nurturing the startups towards the unicorn path. IIT Madras aims to create an environment wherein our students become employers rather than employees, and I'm also very happy to announce that the 6th largest recruiter in the recently concluded placement was IITM incubated company, the Agnikul Cosmos. We have also been encouraging ideas that could also suit the campus. So we had announced an AMI challenge, App for My Institute challenge, and today we will be having a small video presentation of the winner. I congratulate the team and also the judges who had been responsible for evaluating the challenge. A program named IITM, an Institute for All, has been announced and implemented to enhance our outreach. On the outreach side, a STEM program to train 100,000 students from government schools of Tamil Nadu in the Foundation to Electronic Systems was launched by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. This was through a CSR grant of around INR 4 crores. Training for the qualifying examination for entrance to our BS program was imparted to around 200 corporation school children, and around 120 of them subsequently cleared and were offered admission to the BS Data Science program, and we are planning to scale it to multi-folds, basically trying to address the Sustainable Development Goal of the United Nations, the goal number 4 of providing accessible, affordable, equitable education to all. With an idea to improve the gross enrollment ratio, IIT Madras has experimented setting up of 100 rural interaction centers in Tamil Nadu and 100 more in Varanasi district under the Vidya Shakti program, through which a volunteer network from IIT Madras and other volunteers shall interact with the kid through internet, motivating them about continuing studies, clearing their doubts in their academics, etc. Each RIC comprises a large LED television, a camera and internet connection. We plan it to make it to 1,000 in the next 2 years. The entire effort is again supported under CSR grants. IIT Madras recently announced the Vidya Lakshmi Scholarship for all IITs, through which we shall reimburse the tuition fees for up to 7 students per IIT with family income less than 5 lakhs. The request has been sent to IITs, and I'm sure over a period of time, our goal is to support every student with a family income of less than 5 lakhs, their tuition fees. IIT Madras will be setting up her first international campus in Tanzania, Zanzibar, and we plan to start the classes by October 2023. Friends, happiness is a collective responsibility. As we rebooted our campus after COVID, we are challenged with an unprecedented number of unfortunate events. This coming year, our large focus will be to bring more and more happiness and peace to our campus. In this direction, we have opened a website, behappy.iitm.ac.in, wherein we will be putting up all the initiatives that we are taking in this direction. I am sure all of us will work very closely to achieve this goal. I place on record my deep sense of gratitude to all the faculty and student representatives for their cooperation and service rendered during the academic year, and I am looking forward to working closely with the new teams. My congratulations to the distinguished alumnus awardee, Institute Blues, and award winners from the faculty. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
I invite Professor Pratap Haridas, Dean Academic Courses, to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Sridhar Vembu.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest for the evening, Dr. Sridhar Vembu. Dr. Sridhar Vembu is an alumnus of the 1989 batch with a BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering and is a distinguished alumnus of IIT Madras. Dr. Vembu holds a PhD in Electrical Engineering from Princeton University, New Jersey. Dr. Vembu worked as a wireless engineer with Qualcomm in San Diego. He founded AdventNet with his brothers in 1996. And in 2009, Dr. Sridhar Vembu founded Zoho Corporation along with Dr. Tony Thomas, who graduated with a BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from IIT Madras in 1987, and Mr. Sailesh Dave, who graduated with a BTech in Metallurgical Engineering from IIT Madras in 1992. Over the course of the last few years, Zoho has built a strong domestic and international presence through its diverse offerings. Currently, Zoho boasts of a user base of 80 million people globally and has offices in Singapore, Australia, China, Japan, and the US besides India. Dr. Sridhar Vembu, founder and CEO of Zoho, has always believed in giving back to society. He has supported various initiatives at IIT Madras that further the cause of learning and education. Zoho Corporation has supported IIT Madras in instituting the Zoho Chair Professorship, whose first occupant is Professor Bhaskar Ramurthy, the former director of IIT Madras, and who is also a key player in giving wings to the indigenous 5G technology in India. Dr. Sridhar Vembu has been a long and strong endorser of the Honorable Prime Minister of India's mantra, Make in India, Make for the World. His endeavors have always been to harness local talents to meet the growing global demands of the IT industry by skilling and nurturing them. Dr. Vembu has set up a large office in rural Tenkasi in Tamil Nadu and intends to set up more tech hub and spoke offices in rural areas of Tamil Nadu, including Madurai and Tirunelveli, and also in Uttar Pradesh. The Zoho School of Learning nurtures the talents of young people, imparts skill training, and employs them in the company. Dr. Sridhar Vembu was conferred the prestigious Padma Shri Award in 2021. He is also a member of the National Security Advisory Board. At Zoho, Sridhar Vembu has taken a no layoff policy, empowering his employees to put in all their passion and potential into the company's growth. This is the type of approach that we believe will inspire our students and encourage them to fearlessly carve their own different paths to greatness. I now invite our chief guest, Dr. Sridhar Vembu, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Vanakkam, Namaskaram. 1989 is when I graduated, and this building was actually brand new at that time. It was maybe we were probably one of the very first, maybe the second year to use it. So I have a lot of memories of this place then. From 85 I entered. And the word startup was nowhere in the vocabulary in IIT at that time. I wish it was, but I don't think anybody thought of startup. Nowhere in India, right? It wasn't there. And this idea of that I would end up as a businessman was not at all in my, not even in my, it's not one of the top 10 items I would have said about myself, that I would become a businessman. And so I always say I'm an accidental businessman, and I actually went to Princeton with the idea that I'll get a PhD and I'll become a professor, and very much a role model is Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, our director, and he was a freshly minted PhD and he had come back just then about when I was a student, and in fact he was a professor for us in electronics. So in fact he was one of the professors who gave me a recommendation to go to Princeton. So I was going in that path. That was the path I thought I would be doing. Go get a PhD and become a prof. And then something changed along the way. And when I was in Princeton, I started to not like my work. And I thought, this is not what I want to do. But I also didn't know what else to do. This is pre-internet, right? I'm talking about 1992, 93. The Yahoo was not yet born. Google was another 5 years away at that time. So then I ended up, I decided, okay, I'll go to the private sector. I'll go become an engineer, and I joined Qualcomm. And that is totally different in my mind. First time in life, I am actually, tasked with designing a product, writing some code. All my BTech years and all my PhD years, I consciously avoided doing anything practical at all. Only in IIT you could get away with it in those days, right? You could barely show up. And even though I was an electronics student, I wasn't very practically oriented then. I wasn't much of a, I wasn't a good engineering student. I would have been a better philosophy student or an economics student actually at that time. But then I became a very mathematical student in my PhD, and anything to avoid engineering, that was my goal in those days. So, and then what I became of later, that I become an engineer, and not only do I write code, and not only we create products, and I'm now ever more professional products in a variety of areas now, whether it's medical electronics to handheld tools to whatnot we are getting into now. And I'm interested in subjects like metallurgy that I never ever thought. I barely would have registered the word metallurgy when I was a student. So what changed? I'm thinking along the way. And what changed was, well, first I was disillusioned with all the heavily mathematical work I was doing in Princeton. I was supposed to be a good student. They gave me a PhD and all of that. But I realized that it's kind of pointless. There was something deeply dissatisfying about it. And by then already it had become that you build ever more remote from reality models, toy models. Everything about all our knowledge of scientific knowledge is model building, right? We build models of the world, of reality. And here we were supposed to be building models and analyzing communication systems. And then it dawned on me these models, and slowly, in fact, I had this discussion with my fellow postdocs and all that. I'd say, this model doesn't make any sense. And why would anybody, think of a real world system this way? And the answer is, shut up, we publish papers. We are not here to question the model. But I kept questioning the models, right? I don't agree with this model. I don't think this is a good model. And so then, then I realized the purpose is to publish papers, not, if you take some models, established model, keep on, as they say, churn out papers, ever more prestigious papers, because it's Princeton, you have to publish in prestigious journals, and you master that art. That's the art you master. Any resemblance to reality is purely coincidental at that point. And that's why I moved to industry, and I realized, I'm building models for communication systems. The models we were using for communication systems in Qualcomm were very, very different, disconnected. There was a big disconnect. And the measures you use, the metrics you use, how you evaluate systems, all of that was very different. And of course, the Qualcomm people were all engineers with a practical bent. The models had to represent the real world because we are building systems for the real world. So that is what I realized, this is what real engineering is about. You have to build models to fit the real world. And the only way to build that is actually build real world systems. So that became that's probably the only one of the deepest lessons I learned. You have to build real world stuff in order to even make models meaningful. You cannot separate the model building, which is what they call theory, from the practice of real world systems, because otherwise your models could get totally detached from reality, totally detached. And it could happen in the best of places. It could happen to most distinguished professors. I saw it firsthand, that how detached you could get from reality by going into those rarefied heights, abstraction for its own sake. And I saw this happen of course, in communication systems. I started to see this happen in computer science. You build models that are, basically you are publishing mathematics papers and calling it computer science. And any resemblance to anything reality is purely coincidental, as they say, evermore. And sometimes you will justify it with someday it might be useful. But that's just, just to assuage our own conscience. So this I realized early on. And that is the lesson that struck with me. Then ever since I said, I'll build real world stuff. In fact, after I left Qualcomm to enter the world of business, I wanted to actually undo my PhD. So I decided to move to Silicon Valley. I was a contract programmer and I got a job to fix bugs in assembly code in a modem, in one of those dial-up modems. This was in 1996. And I didn't disclose to that company that I have a PhD. Actually, I actively, intentionally hid my qualifications because otherwise they wouldn't hire me for the job. I'm overqualified, right? So I said, okay, you want to fix bugs in assembly code? Yeah, you're fine. But after that, I actually never used my PhD. Today, when I heard this, I suddenly realized, actually, I'm supposed to have a PhD, but I never used it. I consciously avoided using it because that job taught me a lot, actually fixing bugs in assembly code. Later, I fixed bugs in one switch, a telecom switch. It's like a pile of 3,000 files of C code, pre-ANSI C code that barely worked. And the people who had written it all cashed out their stock options and pushed off. And it fell on poor maintenance programmer like me to fix the bugs. That was a great experience because after like several night outs in the lab to fix bugs, it dawned on me that we could actually program a different way. I had no background in computer science. It's that experience in 96, 97 that eventually now led me to inventing a language and a compiler now. Ever since there have been a quest for me that, in fact, all the company has been a sideshow in my mental quest to build a better programming system. And that idea struck with me that we can build a better language, and I realized by fixing bugs in that deep embedded C code. So, and that's how the very mathematically inclined or philosophically inclined, I actually used to say that my only intent is to prove a couple of theorems and become a prof, but it didn't happen. Fortunately, something happened along the way and moved off course. But afterwards, I started fixing bugs and analyzing code, and then one thing led to another, and then Zoho. So along the way, of course, you have to teach yourself business. And one thing I tell you, if you are very technically minded, business is not very hard. The numbers part of business, all that is easy. The part that's hard that engineers tend to underestimate is the sales part. How do you go persuade somebody to part with money? That's the hardest part in business, okay? So, and you better learn that, because if you want to be a businessman, the thing you have to learn is how to sell. And in fact, people who are very good at selling often don't need engineering skills, they can succeed. People who have very good engineering skills, if you don't have sales skills, well, you'd be dead. You won't actually be able to sell anything. So that's the only, that I had to learn the hard way. And in fact, this lesson came, we were doing business, myself and Tony Thomas, our co-founder, in 97. And between Tony and me, Tony would say, you are the businessman. you go sell. And he's also IIT Madras, 2 years older than me, and he is very, very, very nerdy engineer, right? Very soft-spoken. So between the two of us, I'm the sales guy, and I'm hardly a salesman. So I go and sell. And one customer, this was in 97, okay, 1997, I remember. And the customer says, we sign an order, he signs a contract for $30,000 for our software. And I'm thinking, what a great deal. We got $30,000 now for our software. And this guy is Indian in Silicon Valley. After signing the contract, he called me aside and said, "You are an idiot." He said, "You are an idiot." I asked why. He said, "Well, this software is worth a lot more. If you had asked for $300,000, I would have paid you. You don't even know how to ask for money. Go hire a salesman and learn some business, idiot." That was one of the best advice I got. That's a business school advice, okay? That's a business school advice. So he said, "Your software is worth a lot more. You don't know how to price it. You are simply, you're just randomly pricing it some way. It's worth a lot more. Go learn how to price it. Go hire a salesman." So actually I took the advice. Then we looked for a salesman and suitably a Sindhi boy showed up, one of my, from Sindh, right? People from Sindh. And he would tell me, "We Sindhis, the blood runs in our veins is only money." He would joke with me. And this guy would sell, right? I would go accompany him. So what I did is at that time, I became his sales assistant to learn. So he'll go on a sales call, we'll go together, and we will sell. And he would sell. He would sell, I'll watch. His instruction to me is, don't screw it up by opening your mouth badly, right? So you are here to learn. So we learned. I learned along the way. So I think a little bit of the sales rubbed off on me, not a lot. I don't think I could learn as well as he does, because not knowing engineering was very helpful for him, because he could sell anything, non-existent things. Which is one of the sales skills that a lot of sales guys have, which is they could sell anything, including non-existent stuff. So I tell him, I'll come back to the parking lot and tell him, "You sold them that, we don't even have it." He said, no, we'll figure out how to make it, right? So these are all the tales in sales you will hear. So that if there is one lesson you take in business, you have to learn to sell somehow. Practice. The rest of business is, after that, is easy. If you know how to build a product, you know how to sell, you have a business. And building the product is engineering. And for that, I always use, my only lesson I pass on is, learn relentlessly from other successful companies. Watch, learn. So you go, you find a product, you figure out who makes it, how do they make it, go to YouTube, watch the videos, spend a lot of time, and then you learn something. To this day, I'm doing this actually. My spare time hobby is I go visit some random company in Europe, in Japan, wherever. I figure out what they make, I figure out how they make it, or to the extent I can figure out how they make it, and see what is the margin in it, do some, what they say, big analysis of them. Even if I don't do anything in that market, I learned something, right? I spent half an hour, so that's a useful thing to do. Whether it's a humble plastic bucket chair to the LED systems here, to the camera here, you have to have an idea. How do they make it? Who makes it? What's the margin in it? And then Jeff Bezos gave us the slogan, "Your margin is my opportunity." So any budding business person should have that, whose margin is going to be my opportunity. In other words, who can I compete with? Right? So, and I'd say pick your competition wisely. Like when you are starting out, you don't say, "I'll pick Microsoft as competition." That would be a foolhardy thing, and it's sort of like, if you're a new this thing and you go and pick a war with the biggest bully in town. Not a wise idea. So you have to pick competition that is appropriately sized. So figure that out, that question. These are the business lessons. You keep doing it iteratively. Do it every generation. Every 5 years your aims go higher. And along the way you have endless curiosity about products, engineering, technology, all that. That's all there is. I'm not a natural born businessman. In fact, I told you, in IIT, if somebody had predicted, none of my classmates, zero, would have believed that I will become a businessman. Zero of my classmates would have believed it. So, and they would have been right. If I ever asked, you would be a businessman and you'll be hailed as a businessman, I would have said, no way, zero chance, I would have said. And so, anybody can become a businessman, if I could become one. Even my mother can't believe I am a businessman. She tells me often, you don't even know how to go and buy stuff properly and without making a mistake, without overpaying, without getting cheated, any effort, and you are a businessman. So mothers can be very deflating to your ego, you know. So, but she still tells me, she often worries whether I have enough cash in my purse, or if I'm actually, when I go alone somewhere, she will worry that I won't know. After all these years, I'm 54 now, and still my mother worries, and she often wonders, how do you become a businessman? How do you make money? So you can have specialized skill in those areas without knowing all the rest of the skills. That's another thing, because you can surround yourself with other people for the other skills. That's another thing about business, right? You have teamwork. I'm not good at most of the things Zoho does, but that doesn't matter. All those things are done by very, very good people. So over time, you surround yourself with good people, and they do those things. And then what do? Then I'm constantly analyzing, and if I give them useful insights about the market, product, technology, then they will say, okay, you've added value to me. So be useful that way. Be useful to people. Add value. Give them something that they can hang their hat on. Then you become a leader. So that has been my experience. And I actually openly tell my colleagues, look, I don't know the answer to this, you teach me. If you take that approach, actually a lot of people think, oh, he's a great leader, because he admits that he doesn't know. So I tell you that, I'm only telling the truth that I don't know, but people think that that's humility or something. But actually this is the truth. I don't know about this, so let's help figure it out. So these are the things that I've honed over time. These are the simple life lessons. With this, you can go very, very, very far. Curiosity, this model building, real world model building, products, competition analysis, sales, how to sell. And then over time, you get better at this. And our country, I'll tell you why I'm still a businessman. I don't need more money. In fact, I don't need more money at all. Then why am I a businessman? Why am I still in business? Well, our people need jobs. And if we only have 12,000 employees, I get probably daily 500 people who approach me for a job. I mean, emails, this, that, all that. And that's only the people who approach me. And then if Zoho puts out a requisition, there is 5,000 people who want a job, 10,000 people. And that's only in this state. We are not even there in the north. 23 million babies are born in our country every year. If one of you, every year, just one person, does something for one district, that will be over 10 years, 10 districts from this institute. From all the IITs together, maybe 200 districts, right? We still would have 800 districts to cover. So that's the challenge here. So there is a lot more to do, a lot more people to employ, a lot more products to invent, a lot more GDP to build. We are at 3 trillion today, 2.8 to 3. We should be at 30 trillion. 30 trillion would still be not a very rich country. It will be a medium to high income economy. We won't be a very rich country. And we should be that, right? 30 trillion. And that is a lot of companies. There will be the first 500 billion company could be from India. We are only at 1 billion. Apple is at 400 billion. Microsoft is at 250 billion. And so there is so many more companies to be born here. And that's what I hope many of you will do here. And I've shared my lessons of what we have been doing. And you can keep doing this. So and if you have a long haul approach, I've been at this for 27 years. I hope to be at it for another, maybe, God willing, maybe another 20, 25 years, whatever. And I hope that we could be employ another 50, 60, 100,000 people. And then there would still be another 100 Zohos needed for our country's scale of problems. So that's the challenge, that's the opportunity. That's both a challenge and an opportunity. You can build all those companies and still have room left over for new people to build new companies. So there's so much room. And I keep saying this, every piece of technology known to mankind has to be built in India because of so many kids we have. 23 million babies, I said. China only produces about 10 million, give or take, 10 or 11 million. US is about 3 or 4 million, 3.5 million. So US plus China plus Germany plus Japan plus UK plus keep on adding, it still won't come to India. You have to add a few more. So that is the nature of our where we are, and that is an opportunity. It's one side a challenge, but it's also an opportunity. Opportunity for all the budding entrepreneurs. And finally, don't all overcrowd in a Chennai or Bangalore or Mumbai or wherever. Go to lesser places. Cheap real estate, that's the last lesson, last point I want to make. Cheap real estate is a kind of a hidden hack. Because if real estate is cheap, everything else is cheap. Cost of living is cheap. Therefore, you have a longer runway. You know, in business, you worry about runway. How long can you sustain? So you want to have as big a runway as you can. So build a cheaper runway, and so seek cheap real estate, which is also known as you go and serve some rural areas. So the business side of it is you get cheap real estate. On this side, you also serve our society. And so that is the combination that will be ideal. Today, in my remote village, one of the very remote villages, I get 300 megabit per second bandwidth. The roads are a little rough for the last couple of miles, but at least the bandwidth is good. So I'm able to get work done. And that is true pretty much anywhere in India now. And then we invest in training talent, all of that. We have created a school. Already within 1 year of school, we have identified 2 young girls who could become C++ programmers in this remote village. In this remote village where nobody else would have gone on to these jobs, we have identified 2 who can become. So there is all this talent lying around in India for the asking, for the picking. You just have to invest in them a little bit. You can do this, and the payoff is immense, not only monetary terms, but psychic terms. That gives you the energy to keep going. Like I get the energy to keep going because I see all these kids, all these people, wherever I go, rural areas, Tanjavur district, here, there, and I see so many more people that we could employ. So I want to invest more. I want to invest in this technology, that technology, because creating jobs. So that's what I hope many of you will do, most of you will do. With that, I wish you well. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Namaskar.
I would like to thank the chief guest for a wonderful speech. And now I request our director to release the extramural lectures yearbook for 22-23 and 3 books written by Professor M.S. Shivakumar. And I will also like to invite Professor M.S. Shivakumar to the dais. Now I request the head, Department of Chemical Engineering, to read the citation for the Distinguished Alumni Awardee for the year 2020 and request the chief guest to present the award.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to read the citation for Professor Vishwanathan Kumaran. Dr. Vishwanathan Kumaran received his bachelor's in chemical engineering from IIT Madras in 1987, followed by a doctorate from Cornell University in 1992. After a stint as a postdoctoral research engineer at the University of California, Santa Barbara, he joined the Indian Institute of Science as an assistant professor in 1993. Currently, he is a senior professor and the J.C. Bose National Chair at the Department of Chemical Engineering at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Dr. Kumaran has carried out path-breaking research on many select topics in the area of fluid mechanics and statistical mechanics. In each of these areas, his work is characterized by uncompromising rigor and depth of analysis in applied mathematics and physics, combined with novel and sophisticated simulation experiments to obtain a fundamental understanding of novel phenomena. Dr. Kumaran is best known for his work on transition in flexible wall channels and tubes. He was the first to show that instability could take place even at zero Reynolds numbers due to coupling between fluid and wall dynamics, in contrast to the transition in rigid tubes which takes place at Reynolds numbers of 2100. More recently, he has been able to experimentally demonstrate the onset of instability in flexible tubes at Reynolds numbers as low as 500, something which has eluded experimentalists for over a decade since the first prediction by Professor Kumaran. He has experimentally shown that using this instability, mixing efficiency can be increased by many orders of magnitude in microfluidic devices such as those used on lab-on-chip applications, thus making it feasible to conduct complex reaction networks in a reasonable amount of time. He has made some pioneering advances in formulating theories for flowing granular materials. He was one of the early workers in the area. He has developed a statistical mechanics framework to provide quantitative predictions for flow down an inclined plane, which is often encountered in geophysical applications such as avalanches and landslides, and industrial applications such as chutes, solid transports. A versatile engineering scientist, Dr. Kumaran has also worked on the thermodynamics and dynamics of complex fluids, including copolymers, polymer gels, brushes, and charged membranes. He has made theoretical contributions in the area of non-equilibrium statistical mechanics and kinetic theory for driven dissipative systems. Dr. Kumaran was awarded the Young Scientist Medal of INSA and the Young Engineer Award of INAE early in his academic career. He was also one of the youngest to be conferred the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize in the year 2000. He was also one of the youngest to be elected Fellow of Indian Academy of Sciences in 1998 and Indian National Science Academy in 2001. He was awarded the Swarna Jayanti Fellowship in 2002 and the J.C. Bose Fellowship of Government of India in 2007. He also received the Infosys Prize in the category of Engineering and Computer Science in 2016. He is also a Fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering, the World Academy of Sciences, and the American Physical Society. For his exemplary accomplishments in academia and his contributions to the field of fluid and statistical mechanics, IIT Madras and its alumni are proud to confer this award upon Dr. Vishwanathan Kumaran.
We also have 11 distinguished alumni awardees for the year 2023 who could not be present today. Dr. Aziz Muhammad, 1993, BTech Mechanical Engineering, President and CEO, Quanta Holding Corporation, USA. Dr. Durga Malladi, 1993, BTech, Mechanical Engineering, Senior Vice President and General Manager, Qualcomm, USA. Mr. Karthik Sharma, 1996, MTech, Mechanical Engineering, Founder and Managing Partner, SRS Investment Management, USA. Professor M.P. Parandaman, 1988, PhD, Chemistry, Distinguished Corporate Fellow, Chemical Sciences Division, Oak Ridge National Laboratory. Mr. Naveen Tahilyani, 1995, BTech Electrical Engineering, CEO and MD, Tata AAA Life Insurance India. Professor Rajesh Rajamani, 1989, BTech Mechanical Engineering, Benjamin Endowed Professor, University of Minnesota. Professor Ram Mohan Narayanan, 1976, BTech Electrical Engineering, Professor, Pennsylvania State University. Mr. Ram Sundaram, 1988, BTech Civil Engineering, former partner, Goldman Sachs. Professor Venkateshan Guruswamy, 1997, BTech Computer Science, Chancellor's Professor of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science, University of California, Berkeley. Miss Vidya Srinivasan, 2000, BTech Computer Science, VP and GM, Search, Advertising and Experiences, Google. Mr. Vijay Ullal, 1980, BTech Chemical Engineering, Founder and CEO, Seabird, BC, USA. I now request Professor Vishwanathan Kumaran to deliver his acceptance speech.
Yeah, thank you very much. I would first like to express my gratitude to the Institute, the Director, Dr. Mahesh, and the Chair of Chemical Engineering for bestowing this award on me. I believe that the highest award that you can get is from one of your own, and I consider IIT Madras to be my own, so this I consider to be a very special award. And as Dr. Sridhar said in his address, I was also here when this building was built. And so many of the things he said were very nostalgic. I was not as brave as him, so I did not go and start a business. Instead, I did what he would have done, which was to, become a researcher, a faculty, and so on. And those days, I was actually in the same hostel as Professor Shivakumar, and those were simple days. I'm glad to see the Institute has progressed so much and is taking a leading role in the new advances that are taking place. Indeed, the summary that has been given by the director was very impressive, and these are things that we could not have imagined when we were here. In fact, those were simple days, and we were from middle-class families, and we had modest ambitions, and we only wanted to do what was next in life for us so that, we could have a reasonable standard of living and so on. And in that sense, IIT Madras was a transformational experience. I did not realize it at that time, as it must be a transformational experience for all of you as well, and maybe some of you will realize it later, in the sense that we had real role models here. I remember when we were in school and so on, all of the great advances were happening in the West. All of our, engineering textbooks and so on, they were all written in the West. And in a way that we did not realize at that time, that gave us a slight inferiority complex. And it did not permit us for unlimited dreaming of what we could do and what we could be and so on. And in that sense, the experience at IIT Madras was special because, I came across teachers. Professor Anant is one of them, one of my role model, who you could, without any hesitation, say that he was up there with the best of the world. And so at that point, we started to believe that we could actually compete with the rest of the world in some modest way. And that experience sort of charted my career since then. And I've tried to live up to the kind of expectations that you would have in a global framework rather than, locally doing things that are sufficient to get you past the next stage. And in that sense, I'm grateful to IIT Madras for having recognized me. And I hope that some of you students here will achieve greater success. Dr. Vembu talked in detail about job creation and so on. And all of that is excellent advice for people at this stage, both from the personal perspective as well as from the national perspective. The only small thing I would add there is, you should be curious, you should learn new things, you should, try to employ people and all of those things. But you should also look out for, be discerning about deep technology. The startups today and so on, most of them, I won't say all of them, they do things that are already been, that are already on the horizon, okay? Everybody knows that the technology has to go that way, and the race is to be the first to get there. But that is not how the most successful companies were developed. They did things that others did not see on the horizon, so over the horizon thinking. And in addition to all the advice that you've been given, which is very good advice, I hope some of you will try to look over the horizon to do things that have not been thought of today. And that is going to fuel the next stage of our growth, which I hope will be much faster than what it has been so far. So I thank you all once again for bestowing this award for me, and I wish all of the students all the best in their next endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Kumaran. I now invite the Dean's students to read the name of the organizations selected for receiving donation from Sastra and Sarang 2023. I request the Director, Professor V. Kamakoti, to hand over the donation to the identified organizations.
Greetings. On the occasion of the 64th Institute Day of IIT Madras, it gives me a great pleasure to announce the names of foundations and trusts who will be receiving donations from our Sarang 2023 and Shastra 2023 team. So, Mrs. Deepam Trust, Chennai, their social activities include education help to underprivileged, medical help, natural calamities help, and predominantly Annadhamam every day to the poor. The United Orphanage for the Disabled from Sarang 2023 team. A non-profit organization runs exclusively for disabled orphans and homeless elderly. Mr. Adhakrishnan. Then Ties That Bind Foundation, donations from Shastra 2023 team. Now we will call upon Ms. Kavita. A non-profit organization which has 4 pillars: social activities for the underprivileged, education for all, care for the elderly, care for the mental related issues, and financial aid in crisis and emergency. Thank you very much.
I now request the Dean students to introduce the newly elected Executive Wing and request our Director to present mementos to the outgoing Executive Wing.
Okay. So, Academic Affairs Secretary, Mr. Mavit Matthew, outgoing Executive Wing, Academic Affairs Secretary, Mr. Ram Kamal. Incoming Executive Council, Co-Curricular Affairs Secretary, Mr. Nitin S. And outgoing Co-Curricular Affairs Secretary, Ms. Vaibhavi Patnaik. So, once again, incoming Co-Curricular Affairs Secretary, Mr. Nitin, and outgoing Co-Curricular Affairs Secretary, Ms. Vaibhavi Patnaik. Incoming Cultural Affairs Secretary, Arts, Mr. Jyoti Aditya Menon, and outgoing Cultural Affairs Secretary, Arts, Mr. Sriram. Incoming Cultural Affairs Secretary, Literary, Mr. Valeti Siraj. Outgoing Cultural Affairs Secretary, Literary, Ms. Jai Santosi S. Incoming Hostel Affairs Secretary, Mr. Jake Kalyan, and outgoing Hostel Affairs Secretary, Mr. Rithik Gudavali. Incoming International and Alumni Relations Secretary, Mr. Ujjwal Nima, and outgoing International and Alumni Relations Secretary, Mr. Satyendra Pandey. Incoming Research Affairs Secretary, Mr. Chatri Posadri, and outgoing Research Affairs Secretary, Ms. Vamani Perumal. Incoming Institute Sports Secretary, Mr. Abhishek Katre, and outgoing Institute Sports Secretary, Mr. Rudra Samir Nair. Incoming Students General Secretary, Mr. Aniket Singh Patel. Outgoing Students General Secretary, Mr. Ajay Singh Sitole. Incoming Speaker, Students Legislative Council, Mr. Aryav Jain, and outgoing Speaker, Students Legislative Council, Mr. Girish Mahavar. On this occasion, I also would like to announce right certificate of appreciation to the heads under executive wing. So very exemplary work done by CFI students head Mr. Abhigyan Chattopadhyay. Chief Commissioner, Students Ethics and Constitution Commission, Ms. Adra S. Sibu. Unfortunately, today she is not available. Okay. She did very exemplary work in conducting various elections, etc. We come to the third, Financial Accountability Committee, Mr. N.K. Meena. Our Mitra students head, Mr. Ansari Usama Sakil Ahmed. And then T5E executive editors, Mr. Sahil Halankar and Mr. Vibhu Sharma. Yes. Okay.
I now request Dean students to read out the names of Institute Blues awardees. I request the director to present the awards.
It gives me a great pleasure to announce Institute Blues 2023 award. Jai Santosh, Miss Jai Santoshi S. Bronze medal. Mr. Sriram E. Bronze medal. Miss Satakshi Sarangi. Mr. Prahalad S. Mr. Sitij Ashish Saha. Mr. Kalash Verma. Miss Abhirami Girish Kumar.
I now invite the Dean Administration to announce the names of Institute officials who have completed their terms of office during the year 2022-23. May I request our Director to present the mementos to them?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to announce the names of the officials who have left office in the last year, and their service to Institute is very much appreciated. Professor Ravindra Gettu, in the role of Dean ICSR. Professor Manu Santanam, Associate Dean ICSR. Professor Chandrasekhar as Head of Computer Science. Professor Ashokan, Head of Engineering Design. Professor David Koilpillai, Head of Electrical Engineering. No, David is not here. Professor G. Arun Kumar, Head of Management Studies. Professor Preeti Agaliam, Advisor EML. Preeti is not here. Professor Satyan Subaya, Advisor Internship. Satyan is also not. Professor Shankar Ram, Advisor Training and Placement. Professor S. Shankar Raman, Chief Vigilance Officer. Professor Malikarjuna, President of Staff Club. And Professor Anbarasu Manivannan, Deputy Election Officer. We have a few others who could not join today. They are Professor Palniappan Ramu, Professor K. Murali for Head of Ocean Engineering, Professor Madhu Muthayam, Head of Computer Science and President of Film Club, Professor Sheshadri Shekhar, Head of Mechanical Engineering, Professor Raghukant, Secretary of Staff Club, and Professor V. Sriram, Chief Election Officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Koshi. Now I invite the Dean Academic Research to announce the winners of the Institute Research and Development Awards for the academic year 2022-23 and also read the citations for the awardees. May I request our Chief Guest to present the awards?
Good evening, everybody. It's a great pleasure to announce the award winners of the Mid-Career and the Lifetime Achievement Awards of IIT Madras. The Mid-Career Award has been awarded to 2 faculty members this time. The first is Dr. Suresh Kumar Rayala of the Department of Biotechnology. Dr. Rayala is a professor in the Department of Biotechnology at IIT Madras. He obtained his PhD from the Adyar Cancer Institute and joined IIT Madras in 2009. He specializes in the area of cancer biology. The aim of Dr. Rayala's research is to understand the molecular changes that lead to carcinogenesis, to develop efficient therapeutic strategies for eradicating cancerous cells. To achieve this goal, his students and he focus on understanding the molecules and molecular mechanisms that define phenotypic signaling events leading to changes important for cancer progression, metastasis, DNA repair, drug resistance, and inflammatory oncogenesis. Dr. Rayala's research team uses a combination of molecular, genetic, oncogenomic, and cellular tools to study cancer models in both cells and animals. Dr. Rayala is a fellow of the National Academy of Sciences and has received several prestigious awards, including the National Bioscience Award of the Department of Biotechnology in 2018, the ICMR Premnath Wahi Award in 2017, and the Institute Research and Development Award at the earlier career level in 2016. The Indian Institute of Technology Madras is proud to recognize Professor Suresh Kumar Rayala with the Institute Research and Development Award Mid-Career for 2023. Please give him a big hand. The second awardee today is Professor Radhakrishna Pillai of the Department of Civil Engineering. Unfortunately, he is traveling and is not able to receive the award. Professor Manu Santanam has kindly consented to receive the award in his place. I'll read the citation. Professor Pillai earned the bachelor's degree in civil engineering from the MNREC in Allahabad, India, and then went on to earn an MS and PhD from Texas A&M University in College Station, where he became passionate about combating corrosion in reinforced and pre-stressed concrete structures. In September 2010, he joined IIT Madras, where he's been teaching undergraduate and graduate courses in the areas of construction materials, concrete technology and corrosion, deterioration, repair, and rehabilitation of concrete structures. He has guided many students and is also currently guiding 6 PhD and 1 MS student, and running various projects focusing on steel corrosion and its impact on the durability and service life of concrete structures. Most of his projects focus on understanding the fundamentals and applying them to practical challenges and modifying standards and specifications. He has co-authored many journal and conference papers and filed several patents. In 2016, he received the Outstanding Young Concrete Engineer Award from the Indian Concrete Institute, Tamil Nadu. In 2019, he received the Excellence in Corrosion Science and Technology Award from the NACE International Gateway India section. He is also active in the Indian Concrete Institute, Association of Materials Protection and Performance, and the International Union of Laboratories and Experts in Construction Materials, Systems, and Structures. Indian Institute of Technology Madras is proud to recognize Professor Radhakrishna Pillai with the Institute Research and Development Award Mid-Career for 2023. We now go to the Lifetime Achievement Award of IIT Madras. It's a great pleasure and privilege for me to introduce to you Professor R.I. Sujit of the Department of Aerospace Engineering on being awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award for his exceptional contributions to science and technology. Professor Sujit earned his B.Tech from IIT Madras. Professor Sujit earned his B.Tech from IIT Madras and his MS and PhD in Aerospace Engineering from the Georgia Institute of Technology, Atlanta. He has been a faculty member at IIT Madras since 1995 and currently is the D. Srinivasan Chair Professor at IIT Madras. Professor Sujit is a renowned expert in using dynamical systems and complex systems approaches to analyze and control flame blowouts, and combustion instabilities in gas turbine and rocket engines. He has discovered that oscillatory instability is always preceded by a state of intermittency and a loss of multifractality and a loss of scale-free behavior of fluctuations. He has identified universal scaling laws for transitions to oscillatory instabilities in different systems and uses measures that quantify multifractality, intermittency statistics, and complex network topology to identify precursors that predict the onset of instability. Professor Sujit has also identified hubs in complex reacting combustor flow fields optimal for implementing control strategies. He has created an international network of researchers who collaborate on developing new approaches for controlling complex dynamical systems. Professor Sujit's innovative research on using dynamical and complex systems approaches to control thermoacoustic instabilities has had a significant impact on academia, government, and industry. His work has stimulated a large body of research worldwide, and his operability, boundary precursor detection, and amplitude prediction approaches have been used to prevent instabilities in large gas turbines and rocket engines. He has also developed technologies such as smart passive control and helped control combustion instabilities in various systems. Professor Sujit's paper on early warning signals in thermoacoustic systems was recognized by the government of UK as an important development that could impact national and global socio-economic policy making. Professor Sujit is a highly distinguished researcher and academic, having received several awards and honors for his contributions to the field of science and technology. He is a distinguished fellow of the International Institute of Acoustics and Vibration, a fellow of the Combustion Institute, and the Indian National Academy of Engineering. Recently, he was inducted as a foreign fellow of the US National Academy of Engineering. Additionally, he has been recognized with several prestigious fellowships, including the Alexander von Humboldt Fellowship and the Hans Fischer Senior Fellowship of the Institute for Advanced Study of the Technical University of Munich. Professor Sujit also received numerous awards for his research, including the J.C. Bose Fellowship, the Swarna Jayanti Fellowship, and the Best Paper Award of ASME Turbo Expo for combustion, fuel, and emissions, among others. He's been a keynote and plenary speaker at various conferences and has served as the founding editor-in-chief of the international journal Spray and Combustion Dynamics and as a member of the editorial advisory board of Chaos, an interdisciplinary journal of nonlinear science. In recognition of his outstanding contributions, the Institute is delighted to confer the Lifetime Achievement Award 2023 on Professor R.I. Sujit. He is also designated as an Institute Professor of IIT Madras. I now request Professor Sujit to make an acceptance speech.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. Sridhar Vembu, Kumaran, Dr. Kumaran, who was actually my senior. It's kind of difficult to call him Dr. Kumaran, just know him as Kumaran. He was in Godavari Hostel, across me I was in Saraswati Hostel. Our director, Dr. Kamakoti, and other dignitaries on the dais, and my dear friends. It's really a great honor for me to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award from IIT Madras. I'm deeply honored for this recognition of our work, and I graduated in 1988, and I was 1 year junior to Kumaran and 1 year senior to Sridhar. And those simple days which they talked about, yes, it was very simple days, but the education was really world class, and that is what enabled us, and we knew it, and it was really good, the best benchmark which we can in the world. And this is what enabled us to really go ahead and try to do big things. And of course, in those days, ambitions were modest, as was pointed out,
But now, of course, if you heard the director's speech, ambitions are not modest, actually really ambitious. And it's good. And IIT Madras also has upgraded their ambitions and facilities and everything. So I'm really grateful for the central and also the department administration for their constant support. It's really good, which really enabled us to make exciting discoveries and also exciting inventions. And also I want to thank our HOD, Prof. H.S. Murthy, for the enormous amount of support that I've received from him. I'm also fortunate to have many mentors and role models in IIT Madras who are pioneers in their field. I've been blessed with the opportunity to work with brilliant students, postdocs, and staff. It has been an exhilarating journey to work with these incredible people who display breathtaking talent and creativity, indomitable spirit, and absolutely commitment. I come to work with every day, day in and day out, with a lot of excitement because I work with such great people. They chose to work on high-risk problems, worked exceptionally hard, and displayed a lot of grit. And really, the award truly belongs to them. They are my extended family, and they are my inspiration. A big thanks to you all. They are sitting there. Thank you all. I have been blessed to have the love and staunch support of my wife, Indu, and her family, and her daughters, Kalyani and Lakshmi. Thank you very much for supporting my dreams. I want to thank my parents, Jalaja and Indu Segaran, they are no more, my brother Rajat, my grandmother Janama, who was an epitome of grit and whose life was an inspiration for me, my great-grandmother Nanama, and other family members for everything they have done for me. I want to thank Ravindran and Chand Bibi for their love and belief in me. I also wish to acknowledge Dr. Ramesh Kolar from Office of Naval Research, Sudhir Chakravarti, and Coach Jayagumar, who has been a constant source of inspiration and support for me throughout. And I also want to express my sincere thanks to Silk Across, my friend and mentor, who made me really believe in myself. I want to thank the funding agencies and the contract monitors for their faith in me. Without any money, you cannot do research. And I'm fortunate to have strong collaborators, many of them. Special thanks to my long-term collaborators, Jürgen Kurz, Norbert Marvin, Wolfgang Polifke, and Tim Leuven. I want to close by expressing my gratitude to my teachers. I'm particularly indebted to my PhD advisor, Professor Benzin, and my undergraduate professors, Professor K. Damodaran and Professor S. Krishnan, Dr. T. Jayachandran from VSSC, from whom I learned lots of practical things, Professor Mohan Kumar, and my dear Sharada teacher from school, and many other incredible teachers that I'm fortunate to have. With their blessings, my dreams get wings. With their blessing, all things are impossible. All things which are impossible are possible. I accept this award with all humility and will strive to bring out the best in me and my group. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Professor Sujit. I now invite the Dean, Alumni and Corporate Relations to announce the Srimati Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching for the academic year 2022-23 and also read the citations for the awardees. May I request our Chief Guest again to present the awards. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It's a delight to announce this year's awardees of the Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching in IIT Madras. We have two awardees chosen this year. Professor Rupesh Nasre from Computer Science and Professor Nagabhushan Vadlamani from the Department of Aerospace Engineering. I'll read the citation for Professor Nasre. Professor Rupesh Nasre received his BTech from VRCE Nagpur, MTech degree from IIT Bombay and PhD degree from IISc, all in computer science and engineering. After completing his PhD, Dr. Nasre joined the University of Texas at Austin as a postdoctoral fellow. After his postdoc stint, he joined the Department of Computer Science and IIT Madras in May 2013. Dr. Nasre's research interests lie in computer science, focusing on program analysis, parallel programming, and parallel algorithms. He has a long record of excellence in research and teaching. In recognition of his research and teaching activities, Dr. Nasre was awarded the Young Faculty Recognition Award in 2016. Dr. Nasre won the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Cray HPC Award in 2018 and won the Best Teacher Award for the Department of Computer Science in 2022. At IIT Madras, Dr. Nasre has taught in multiple capacities, both undergraduate and graduate courses, core as well as niche electives, Gyan and QEEE courses, and even non-credited topics at IIT Madras. Dr. Nasre is also the IITM Programming Club faculty advisor. His teaching engagements aspire towards a singular philosophy: honesty in teaching, coming on time, teaching sincerely, instilling the importance of hard work, spending quality time with students are some of the trademarks of his teaching. He also works towards making his lectures available to wider audiences by hosting many of the popular courses on the web. His friendly nature and sincere attitude makes him one of the go-to persons for any advice for many students and research scholars alike. The Institute is proud to confer upon him the Srimati Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching for his demonstrated proficiency and innovativeness in teaching. We'll now read the citation for Professor Nagabhushan Rao Vadlamani. Dr. Nagabhushan Rao Vadlamani got his bachelor's in mechanical engineering from NIT Warangal and master's in thermal engineering from IIT Madras. He pursued his PhD in engineering from the Whittle Laboratory at the University of Cambridge, UK. After receiving his PhD in 2014, he was awarded the Bowring Research Fellowship by St. Catherine's College, Cambridge, to pursue independent research. He continued working as a senior research associate in the Cambridge University Engineering Department on several Rolls-Royce funded projects. In July 2018, Dr. Rao joined IIT Madras as an assistant professor in the Department of Aerospace Engineering, where he has been actively involved in teaching and research. He has taught core courses on aircraft and rocket propulsion to both graduate and undergraduate students and introduced hands-on electives on advanced computational fluid dynamics and the design of turbo machines. He has been a co-instructor for the NPTEL course on rocket propulsion for the last 3 years. Dr. Rao's research involves reliably capturing coupled interactions in turbo machines using high-fidelity CFD, high-performance computing, and data-driven modeling. He was also the recipient of the Best Paper Award for the ASME International Gas Turbine Institute for his work on low-pressure turbines. Dr. Nagabhushan Rao Vadlamani is passionate about developing courses that can bridge the gap between teaching and research with regular feedback. He was one among the set of faculty who introduced problem-solving sessions over and above the regular courses for the postgraduate students to help enhance their capabilities. While regular courses are one aspect of teaching, the other aspect of his teaching and mentorship is working with research scholars under his guidance. His success in this aspect can be measured from the fact that every one of his MS scholars have converted to PhD under him due to his popularity and mentorship that he provides. He richly deserves the award for his teaching efforts in regular courses, problem-solving sessions to help our PG students, and his excellent mentorship of research scholars. The Institute is proud to confer upon him the Srimati Marti Annapurna Gurunath Award for Excellence in Teaching for his demonstrated proficiency and innovativeness in teaching. I now request Dr. Nasre and Dr. Rao to make a short acceptance speech.
Hi, thank you very much. I would like to mention 3 sets of people here. One, my teachers from BTech who built my foundations in computing. In particular, Professor C.S. Moghe, who happens to be an alumnus of this institute. The second set is my set of students from my first course here at IIT Madras. I did whatever I could do in that first semester, 2014, and it was difficult to teach from the luxurious comforts of Taramani guest house room. And after 2 years of my stay here, one of the students who was in that class mentioned to me, Rupesh, there was one thing which was very clear after your first lecture to all of us. Expectantly, I asked what? He said that you cannot teach. Right? So from that first lecture towards this Excellence in Teaching Award, it has been a steep journey. And I would like to thank all my students who could sustain whatever I could teach or not teach. The third set is more personal. My son Chinmay, who could not be here because he is a little unwell, and Meghna for similar reason because she had to take care of him. But Chinmay has been a forefront of, sometimes you try to parent and then the parent automatically turns into a teacher and one starts lecturing. And although parenting is not contagious, lecturing is, and therefore Meghna also gets converted from a loving mother to a disciplined teacher. He has been patiently listening to all of us, and I thank him for being there and supporting us. Meghna, who has been part of everything that I have been doing as well as not doing, and therefore it's probably inappropriate to thank her. This award is as much hers as is mine. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to give an acceptance speech for the Excellence in Teaching Award. So firstly, I'm also happy that I'm sharing this award with Professor Rupesh. Incidentally, we also share common research interests on GPU programming and high-performance computing, and I had been approaching him, bothering him for the last 4.5 years about GPU computing. I was also an alma mater of IIT Madras. I did my master's here. And 14 years back, I was given some award for good academic performance, and it feels so special to take an award today for excellence in teaching. And any award is obviously special for 3 reasons. The first thing is, it tells us that we are actually doing something right. So we have done something right in the past for which we received some award in the present. And now, the second reason being, it provides the motivation for the future, and also it tells that, it reminds us of the responsibility. Okay, so in the future, the students should not think that, hey, is this the person who got the award, right? So it adds far more responsibility on us to, do that, be passionate about the teaching and do our job quite well. And thirdly, it helps us and, it gives us an opportunity to thank all the helping hands in the present who have helped me in, achieving this. So firstly, I would like to thank Professor Marti Subramaniam for actually sponsoring this award. It is quite a memorable award, and also the selection committee for choosing me, recommending my name for this particular award. Secondly, I would like to thank all the teachers who have been thoroughly inspirational. Okay, so they have led my path. They inspired me to take up this profession in academia. And even to date, I go back to whenever I look back at my notes or, the NPTEL lectures by some of the extraordinary faculty who have taught me in the past, I always feel like my lectures actually fall short. They have set the bar so high that, it's a Herculean task to actually achieve what they have actually taught, 15 years back. And thirdly, I would like to thank all my students and who have given a generous feedback for the courses, whatever I have taught. And of course, there were some hiccups during the pandemic where, I'm always, I get excited when I see some nodding heads in the class, right? So when we deliver some concept and if the students are nodding, we feel that, yeah, they have got understood something. But teaching during the pandemic was a bit different. But I'm really thankful for, despite the hiccups, they liked the teaching and they gave a good feedback. I also thank my teaching assistants. Most of them were my research scholars also. And I thank my head of the department and my colleagues in the Department of Aerospace Engineering and the staff from the Department of Aerospace Engineering who maintain this really healthy, friendly atmosphere and for facilitating all my research and teaching activities. And finally, I thank my family members, so my wife, Shrikari, and my two little kids, Suryansh and Shishira, and my parents, my in-laws, and my sister, Lalita Vadlamani, for all the inspiration which they have provided for me over these years, and for accepting and supporting all the career choices which I made so far. So thank you very much, and thanks again for this wonderful award. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nasri and Dr. Rao. Now we would like to play a video about AMI challenge, which will highlight the efforts put by the award-winning team in creating the application and mentoring by faculty. Video, please.
Of Director Professor V. Kamakoti, who has always felt the outset, I must applaud the vision of Director Professor V. Kamakoti, who has always felt that the innovation spirit and enthusiasm among our students at IIT Madras is the right mining field to get solutions tailored to our campus. With this vision, he has launched this AMI challenge, which brings up certain problem statements to the attention of the student community and seeks some solutions. One of the major challenges faced in our IIT Madras campus is that it is a vast and sprawling complex, and there are areas in this complex beyond a certain period when certain stretches are extremely lonely. And there are in recent times some security related incidents which are very difficult to address and handle. For example, if there is an alert in a target location, it is very difficult for us to get a timely alert first of all of an event that has happened, and then for us to know where that is happening and what is the current status and how to reach there. That is where this particular solution by the three students led by Abhijit Hota is very useful and helpful for us. It gives an alert to the security section on where an event has happened. It on their screens it pulls up the most closest security cameras for the security personnel to have a view at it, and also importantly they are able to talk to the person who has generated the alert. So where the solution is going is that this has already been demonstrated on the a few actual cameras that are connected to our security system. We have now got a permission for hosting this on institute servers. We are going to integrate this with several institute software such as InstiSpace and also other ultimately maybe even with workflow and so on, so that the security section has a live capability of ability to address security challenges that arise on the campus.
And this was like first of those projects which was actually going to be used by people in the real world. So we had to actually think of the victim in the real scenario and like what mindset he would be in. We also wanted it to be as easy for them to use as possible and for them to gain maximum feedback. So for example, if the security section starts looking into the alert, the user also knows that the alert is being looked into. So this was some idea that we came up with. Secondly, we wanted to put features like a voice call inside the application, and we also wanted to stream the cameras from the institute. Collecting all the information about the cameras and then displaying them on our dashboard is something that we feel was like one of the major complications of the project.
Obviously there were logistical challenges, as in we had to cater to different users like the security officials in the institute as well as literally every resident of institute. We had to get around like authentication systems, like if we relied only on SMAIL authentication, the residents, the wards would not be able to log in and stuff like that. Also we were also challenged by the cameras And like there are a lot of cameras in the institute, so importing those and proxying those and relaying those to our software was one more challenge that we came across, and we solved it like in a way that we are actually satisfied with, and it's really easy to deploy as well. It was really fun to overcome those along with the officials, as Ishan said, and along with our team as well.
Now the role of CFI is to exactly foster this type of innovation, take the ideas, make them into products. We try to help them with funding, we try to help them with mentorship, also help them with market analysis and so on, and take them to field ready solutions. So that's where this whole integrated ecosystem is coming into play, and this entire support system will be working in sync with this winning team to take this solution to the field. We also are working with our partner institutions across the bridge, so to say, the IIT Madras Incubation Cell, which is a nodal incubator, and Pravartak, which is a sector-specific incubator working on cyber-physical systems. So in this case, for example, the technology transfer and licensing will be done to Pravartak, and Pravartak will then find industry stakeholders and users for the solution that is developed.
May I now request the director to present the award of rupees 1 lakh to the winning team. I request the award-winning team, Mr. Ishan Jalan, Mr. Abhijit Hota, and Mr. Rohit Suresh to come up on stage to receive the award. I also request Dr. Rupesh Nazre, who was the chairman of the evaluation committee for AMI Challenge, and Professor Prabhu Rajagopal to come up on the stage while the award is being handed over to the students. Thank you. Professor Prabhu Rajagopal, please continue to be on the stage. May I request Professor Devendra Jalihal to come up on stage, please. Next on the agenda is the exchange of MOU between IIT Madras and Pravartak Technologies Foundation for enabling rollout of this application in the institute and its operational support. Now I request the Dean Academic Courses to announce the name of the student awardees to receive the awards from the director.
Good evening. We will now present the awards for academic excellence. Each of these represent a lot of hard work, often over several semesters, even though it is likely to be mentioned as a single line here. Prize for the best academic record in the first and second semesters of the BTech dual degree program, Shri S. Subramanian Prize, donated by Sri Ram Subramanian, to the first in the merit list is awarded to Anirudh of Electrical Engineering. Shri K. Krishnamurthy Prize, donated by Shri K. Bhaskaran, to the second in the merit list is awarded to Chahel Singh of Computer Science and Engineering. Prizes for the best academic record in the third and fourth semesters of the BTech dual degree program. Dr. Anita Mehta Damani Prize, donated by Shri Ramesh Damani, goes to Rajagopal Subramaniam of Biological Engineering. Mrs. Jayalakshmi Sambasivam Prize donated by Shri K.K. Raman goes to Vatsal Arya of Biological Science. Dr. Anita Mehta Damani Prize donated by Shri Ramesh Damani goes to Anish Anand Pople of Chemical Engineering. The Computer Age Management Services Private Limited Prize donated by Shri V. Shankar goes to Gary Thomas Job of Civil Engineering. Shri V. Ramachandran Prize donated by Shri R. Gopalakrishnan goes to Aditya C. of Computer Science and Engineering. Ms. Lata and Sampath Srinath Prize donated by Shri Srinath HS go to Madhav Rajadurai of Engineering Design, Aditya GS of Engineering Physics, and Janisha BL of Naval Architecture and Ocean Engineering. Sri Satish Pai Prize donated by Sri Satish Pai is awarded to Arya Bavishi of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. N. Arunachalam Memorial Prize donated by Shri Vijay Kumar A. is awarded to Amrit Pucha of Physics. Prizes for the best academic record in the 5th and 6th semesters of the BTech dual degree program. MSK Chaitanya Varma Memorial Prize donated by Shri MSN Varma is awarded to Shruti Sriram of Civil Engineering. Dr. Shrikant Sundararajan Prize donated by Dr. Sundararajan S. is awarded to Keshava Krishna of Engineering Design. K. Krishnamurthy Iyer Prize donated by Mr. K. K. Raman is awarded to Amog Yogesh Wagmare of Engineering Physics. Dr. Vivekanand Kochikar Award donated by Dr. V.P. Kochikar and Shri K.M. Ramamurthy Prize donated by Shri K.A. Padmanabhan are both awarded to Satakshi Sarangi, Mechanical Engineering. Ratna Award donated by Dr. Srinivas T. Rao is awarded to Nagappan N. of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Professor K. Gopinath and Padmini Gopinath Prize donated by Professor K. Gopinath is awarded to Shivani Chauhan of Naval Architecture and Ocean Engineering. Electronics for You Prize donated by Shri Ramesh Kumar Chopra to to the first in the merit list in BS MS Physics is awarded to TL Abhishek of BS MS Physics. Shri Jandiala Lakshmi Kantam and Srimati Sita Mahalakshmi Prize donated by Dr. J. Shobhanadri to the second in the merit list in BS MS Physics is awarded to Bhatt Vivan Ashish. Prizes for the best academic record in the 7th and 8th semesters of dual degree program. Sarada Bhaskara Reddy Award donated by Dr. Ram D. Sriram is awarded to Jonnalagadda Devansh Royal of Engineering Design. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Shreya Santosh Ukale of Biological Science. Dr. Anita Mehta Damani Prize, donated by Shri Ramesh Damani, is awarded to Manasi Jadhav of Chemical Engineering. Shri Venkatraman Ravi Prize, donated by Shri Ravi Venkatraman, is awarded to Yakala Esvita of Civil Engineering. Computer Age Management Services Private Limited Prize, donated by Shri V. Shankar, is awarded to Shri Shah G. Bhatt of Computer Science and Engineering. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Srikar Sai Ranganathan of Electrical Engineering. Sri Sagar Pushpala Prize donated by Sri Sagar M. Pushpala is awarded to Nair Ashil Venugopal of Mechanical Engineering in Intelligent Manufacturing. Professor K. Gopinath and Padmini Gopinath Prize donated by Professor K. Gopinath is awarded to Sri Rag EP of Mechanical Engineering. Professor V. Sundaresan Prize, donated by Sri Sundaresan V, is awarded to Sayantan Mondal of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Sri Puvai T.R. Srinivasan and S. Alamelu Award, donated by Sri Tirupati Srinivasan, is awarded to H. Abhirami of Naval Architecture and Ocean Engineering. MV Undergraduate Award, donated by Professor Malati Veeraraghavan's family, friends and students, to the girl student with the top all-round performance at the end of 5th semester among all 2020 batch girls in BTech and dual degree program, Sri Lakshmi Gangadharan, Aerospace Engineering. Prizes for the best academic record in 7th and 8th semesters of interdisciplinary dual degree program, Sri G.S. Bhuvaneshwar Prize, donated by Sri K.K. Raman, to Kishore Ram Satya for computational engineering. American Express Award, donated by American Express India Private Limited, is given to Nihal S. Manvi of Data Science. Ms. Pattammal Vishwanathan Prize, donated by Dr. Kumar V. Joint winners, Avasarala Krishna Kaustuba for robotics, and Arvind Raghav V. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Sneha Bosle of Tech MBA. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Gudanti Sai Shakuntala of Quantum Science and Technology. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Kalash Verma of Complex Systems and Dynamics. Prizes for the best academic record in the first 2 semesters of MTech program. P.K. Narayana Iyer Prize donated by Shri Mohan Narayanan S. for the first semester. Prabhasharan Singh of Clinical Engineering. Institute Merit Prize to Shakuntala N. of Bioprocess Engineering. Chola MSRSL Process Safety Award donated by Cholamandalam MS Risk Services Limited to the student with the best BTech or MTech project thesis in the areas of process safety and sustainability technologies in Department of Chemical Engineering, and Dr. V. Mahadeva Iyer Prize donated by Ms. Sujata Dubey. Both are awarded to Susan Mondal for catalysis technology. Prakash Arora Prize donated by Shri Tej Kumar Arora is awarded to Chandrachur Chatterjee of Computer Science and Engineering. Dr. N. Sheshagiri Prize donated by Shri Mohan Achutan for the best academic record in the first and second semester of MTech Mathematics, and the LVKV Sarma Prize donated by Shri Venkata Lellapalli for the best academic record in first, second and third semester are both awarded to Ajit Kumar Sahu of Industrial Mathematics and Scientific Computing. Dr. M.N. Dandapandi Prize donated by Shri D. Chandrasekhar is awarded to Paturi Sai Teja of Metallurgical and Materials Engineering. Subrat Kumar Malik Prize donated by Shri Subrat Kumar Malik is awarded to Nandikopulla Durga Rao of Ocean Technology. S. Sambasivan Award donated by Shri K.K. Raman is awarded to Kaustav Gosal of Construction Technology and Management. Chevron Products Company Prize donated by Shri Ashok Krishna is awarded to Maripelli Maniteja of Chemical Engineering. Professor M.K. Achyutan Prize donated by Dr. Amitava Das Gupta and Dr. Nandita Das Gupta is awarded to Anurag Srivastava of Electrical Engineering. Shri Ramanan Ramamurthy Memorial Prize donated by Ms. Rajeshwari Ramanan is awarded to Kallakuri Heram Datta Sai Uday Krishna of Mechanical Engineering. Professor Vallam Venkataswamy Prize donated by Professor V. Sundar is awarded to Saurabh Tripathi of Ocean Engineering. Professor M.S. Anant Prize donated by Dr. S.K. Bhattacharya is awarded to Gautam Kolli of Petroleum Engineering. Professor Gerhard Ruve Memorial Prize donated by Dr. P.C. Varghese for the best academic record in Hydraulic and Water Resource Engineering stream of MTech in Civil Engineering is awarded to Naveen S.L. of Civil Engineering. Professor N. Venkatrayulu Memorial Prize for the best academic record in Thermal stream of MTech Mechanical Engineering is awarded to Guru Venkatarama Jashwant Voleti of Mechanical Engineering. Mrs. Lakshmi Ravi Kumar Memorial Prize donated by Professor R. Nagarajan is awarded to Ravuri L.N. Saket for functional materials and nanotechnology. Prizes for the best academic record in the first 2 semesters of MSc program. Chillukuri Ramasastri Memorial Prize donated by Shri C.V. Avadhani, IA and IAS, is awarded to MS Dinesh of Physics. Mrs. Kalaimani Natarajan Prize donated by Dr. Amarnath Natarajan is awarded to Aishi De of Chemistry. LVKV Sharma Prize donated by Shri Venkata Lellapalli for the best academic record in first, second and third semester of MSc Mathematics, and Geeta Raghupati Prize donated by Shri Karthik Raghupati for the best academic record in first, second and third semester. Both these awards are awarded to Suvendu Kar of Mathematics. V. Kalyana Sundaram Memorial Prize donated by Ms. Padmini Gopalakrishnan to a women student with the best academic record up to third semester in MSc Physics is awarded to Bidhi Vijayavargi. Prizes for the best academic record in MBA program. Professor T.N. Govindrajan Memorial Prize donated by Dr. Parasuram Balasubramanian for the best academic record in first and second semesters, and Professor T.S. Rajagopalan Memorial Prize donated by Srimati Kanakamani Rajagopalan for the best academic record in first, second and third semesters. Both are awarded to Harish Gupta of Management Studies. Dr. V. Kumar Prize donated by Dr. V. Kumar for the best academic record in marketing specialization in MBA is awarded to Akash Nakiran. Prizes for the best academic record for the first and second semesters of MA Integrated Program. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Arya Jayant Dau. Prizes for the best academic record of the third and fourth semesters of MA Integrated Program. Institute Merit Prize is awarded to Shushant Jaswal. Prize for the best academic record of the fifth and sixth semesters of MA Integrated Program, Institute Merit Prize, is awarded to Sajusha Ashok, Development Studies. Dr. V. Ravi Kumar Memorial Prize donated by Professor R. Nagarajan is awarded to Kishan Alakkal Sanoj of English Studies. Prize for the best academic record in 7th and 8th semesters of MA Integrated Program. Dr. V. Ravi Kumar Memorial Prize donated by Professor R. Nagarajan. Joint winners are Chandi Haripriya Guduru of Development Studies and Riya Rakchanda, also of Development Studies. Gonzalez Foundation Prize donated by Dr. David Gonzalez is awarded to Rohan Gopakumar of English Studies. C. Selvam Endowment Fund Prize donated by Ms. Giruba Beulah Se to the scholar in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering based on the research performance. Joint winners Anshu Yadav and Kirti K. Prizes for the faculty having guided the project work of student scholars who received the award during the 59th convocation in 2022. Bhagyalakshmi and Krishna Iyengar Award donated by Shri Sudhir Sitaram Krishna. Guide name is Professor Dilip Kumar Chand of Chemistry. Thank you, sir. In addition, the following prizes are awarded in absentia. Prizes for the best academic record in the 5th and 6th semesters of the BTech dual degree program. Akash Dubey Prize, donated by Shri Sujata Dubey, is awarded to Pradyumn Jain for Biological Science. Dr. R.K. Vishwanath Memorial Prize, donated by Dr. Lakshmi Rangaswamy, is awarded to Saujanya S. of Chemical Engineering. Computer Age Management Services Private Limited, donated by Sri V. Shankar, is awarded to K.V. Vikram of Computer Science and Engineering. Prizes for the best academic record in the 7th and 8th semester of the BTech dual degree program. Sri Rajesh Achanta Prize, donated by Sri Rajesh Achanta, is awarded to Chandak Saurav Manoj of Mechanical Engineering, Mechanical Design. R. Padmanabhan Memorial Prize, donated by Sri R. Padmanabhan, is awarded to Nikhil Chandrasekhar Meshram of Chemistry. Swati Jayalakshmi Memorial Award, donated by Professor Nagarajan, to the girl student with the best academic record at the end of pre-final semester of the MBA program, is awarded to Sanjana Anand of Management Studies. And VRS Rao Prize, donated by Professor VR Satyanarayana Rao, to the PhD student with the best academic record in the 1st and 2nd semesters of Inorganic Chemistry, is awarded to Deepak Kumar Patel of Chemistry. Our congratulations to all the winners. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Pratap. Now, may I invite our director, Professor V. Kamakoti, to present a memento to our chief guest.
There is an announcement. Now we are requesting you to join for dinner in the OIT. It is being arranged. It will start exactly by 7:15. Thank you.
I now request Mr. Aniket Singh Patel, newly elected Student General Secretary, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the student community and as a member of the organizing committee, I am honored to deliver the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Sridhar Vembu, founder and CEO of Zoho Corporation, for gracing our event with his presence and providing words of encouragement to our students. I would also like to thank our distinguished alumnus and our director, Professor V. Kamakoti, for his unwavering support. A special vote of appreciation goes to our deans, head of departments, professors, and officials who have been a constant source of inspiration to all of us, guiding us towards success. I would also like to extend my thanks to engineering unit, administration, transportation, housekeeping, security section, and other sections and units of institute for their hard work in ensuring the smooth conduct of today's event. A heartfelt thank you to the ongoing executive wing members for their valuable contributions in improving the life of the students on campus. Last but not least, I express my gratitude to all of you for attending the event and making it a grand success. Your presence is truly appreciated. Thank you once again to everyone involved in making this event a memorable one. Thank you all.
May I now request the audience to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय